Welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com. You are in my bed. I told you to sleep on the ground, but you did it anyway, you dirty bitch.
That was not what I was thinking.
It wasn't?
That was not in my head.
What were you thinking?
Boom, boom, into the room.
Oh, God.
I'm going to bang, bang all over you.
We're not doing that today. You know
I'm
what?
going bang, bang. Huh?
I'm going to say this as a husband, loving father, and friend. You got a little something right there.
Oh.
Yeah, other one. Other side. Yep.
I had
What'd you have? Nice little breakfast burrito.
no, like a wrap.
Oh, yeah? From where? Port City, Java?
No, I don't want to say where I was from.
Oh, whoopsie. Boy, you just don't care anymore. Leave it. Who gives a shit? We're our own people now. We're
Kind
our own
of.
people living in our own world, brother.
Kind of.
Living in our own world.
Changed my mind.
Yeah, who gives a shit? James, I want to start off the top of the show here with some banger of a news, like banger news. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe we should call it banger news instead of breaking news.
Banger
news. Ugh. I got a ton of messages last night. We discussed it a little bit on Drinkin Bros podcast last night about Joe Rogan's new deal with Spotify, and I said we would address it here. Here's what happened. Joe Rogan kind of, I don't want to say abruptly, but it was what, 4:45, Giorgio, somewhere in there? Just came on. Very quick video, and it was about 48 seconds. Just said, hey, guys, switching to Spotify exclusively. All my video content and all my audio will be there, and I hope you join me. I think it'll be fun, and everything's going there. It was like, wait, what?
Where was this message?
What?
On YouTube?
On Instagram. Yeah, it was on his Instagram, and then that got shared to YouTube, I think on his Clips channel, and I was just like, whoa, that was super cash for 48 seconds for what you've been doing for the last 11 years. Obviously, we're huge fans of Joe Rogan, and to me, he was one of the first comedians to make a jump that was in my vein of humor, I guess you'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look, Howard Stern's been doing it for many, many years, but he still is on terrestrial radio, right?
Yeah.
And with that, with a Sirius XM gig or even a normal local radio station gig, you have to audition, they have to pay you, they have to do all of this shit, right? Rogan did none of that. He just started his own show, and that was it. And the reason why I'm comparing kind of myself to him is he says, fuck, he drinks on air. He, even with Drinkin Bros, Dan smokes weed on air, very similar, like, and I didn't know if that would fly on YouTube. It seemed to, because his numbers were seemingly massive on there, into the millions per show, but lately I thought they could have been higher. Like I was surprised by some of the numbers. Mm-hmm. We modeled our media company after Your Mom's House,
right?
Where it's a lot of our friends. We have podcasts under the same network. We're on the same channel on YouTube, and Your Mom's House has been complaining lately about the censorship on YouTube as well. Of like, hey man, this is too much. Like, I don't understand what we're getting flagged for. It's language. It's not like you're showing nudity or anything else.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Rogan, in the past has bitched about a couple of his videos getting demonetized. We had Alex Jones on Drinkin Bros, and Alex told us on air that they stopped his video on Joe Rogan. He's like, that was going higher. It just hit a halt. And same thing happened to us. So when I saw this deal, I thought to myself, all right, there is way, way more to this than just...
Yeah, he's been kind of talking a little bit about videos being either flagged or taken down or demonetized, which when he said that, I was like, they did that to Rogan? Like,
yep.
It felt like it was a little bit of a new thing for him where he's like, yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, I've never had to deal with this shit before.
Yeah.
And He doesn't have a contract with YouTube. So if you fuck with him,
which it appears as if they did, and
he might leave.
YouTube, they pay people on the original side of things, which is like the red tube or whatever it is, right? It's like what's the name of that fucking thing? YouTube Red is what it's called. I think red tube's porn, right?
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Whew. Back in the day, little red tube.
A lube tube.
Yeah, a little red tube and then an empty lube tube just to start off the mornings. But YouTube Red was it is their pay platform. I would imagine somebody at YouTube or YouTube Premium. Yeah, it's $11.99 a month. Yeah, change the premium. That sounds way better. Let's face
YouTube
it. Than
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is $11.99 a month, and he was adamant about streaming these for free. Like he wanted to do this for free, and so are we. I bet you YouTube, this is just a guess, I think YouTube went to him and said, hey man, we'll back up the truck and pay you whatever you want, but you got to come behind the fucking paywall of the $11.99 and make people come in.
Or maybe they just were fucking with him.
Both. Well, here's the thing.
What I mean?
If he doesn't, so my guess is this: he didn't take that deal, and they said, "No, I'll just stay on for free." And they were like, "Well, great, we're gonna start flagging your shit and everything else."
You're gonna be treated like every other YouTuber.
Yeah, but trying to force his hand. And the reason why they could at the time is there isn't another video platform out there that is readily available, that is easy to pop up on all your smart TVs, all that other shit. I have never personally watched a video on Spotify in 4 years. 4 years ago, they tried this model out with a couple YouTube stars and Comedy Central and a couple other like news channels like CBS and CNN and shit like that. I watched it, but it was difficult to get to. Like Spotify is not an app where you go to for videos, so therefore trying to circumvent all of the steps was like Candyland to me, where I was just like, man, I don't have that kind of time to go through this and try to hunt and peck for things. Whereas YouTube is so easy to use that it's like, great. By the third letter, you're into whatever keyword you are, and you got 90 videos of what you're looking for. Spotify is not set up like that. Neither is Vimeo either. Vimeo is another streaming platform. I think when Spotify approached Rogan and they said, look, we will not only back up the truck, but we want all your video too, and we will make it easy for you. You can do and say whatever you want, and then we don't give a shit. You're not going to get censored for anything, and you're not going to be behind a paywall. Go nuts. Do whatever you want. I think that was probably the final straw for him, where he was like, oh, well, shit. Tell me how easy the app is to use. Because I think his back catalog is, what is it? What would you reckon, 1,500 episodes? 1,600 episodes? Yes, somewhere in there. I think he probably had meetings with them and said, look, if you can figure out a way to make this easy and as accessible as YouTube is, I'm in, dude. If you're not going to censor me and I don't have to deal with this shit, we've been going through this shit for fucking years with YouTube right now, and we got shadow banned. We have been, and it's like, by the way, hammer the like button so it'll go to the fucking top of the algorithm if you're watching right now live on YouTube. But we've been shadow banned, and the things that we get flagged for behind the scenes, I don't know that one of our videos is fully monetized.
Yeah.
At all. If you were to look at the back end of our thing, and this is fucking full disclosure to the audience, right? Ross Patterson Revolution has 2 million, right around 2 million audio listeners. Drinkin Bros podcast has right around fucking 9.2, somewhere in there, million listeners. We have fucking 45,000 subscribers on YouTube. Those numbers don't match up. Everybody says the same thing, man. When you go live, it is hard to find. Even though I'm subscribed to you, just to find your shit is hard to find. We've had to hire a YouTube guy behind the scenes, Wally. We'll give Wally a shout out, that our producer, Alec, talks to twice a week to try to figure out their fucking algorithms and all this stupid shit. One of the things that we actually took from Rogan was the stupid green box on like clips, right? The clips channel is going to remain on YouTube for Rogan.
Oh, okay.
But the full videos are going to be exclusive on Spotify, and so is the audio. But if you look on the clip videos, there's a green line like around people's faces or whatever the hot topic is of the day and shit like that. And it was something that YouTube sent out to us like as creators and just said, hey, You need to do this to stand out more. You're going to have flashier thumbnails. You're going to do this. You're going to fucking do this. We've gone through so many goddamn hoops with all of this shit for no reason whatsoever. And we did it in the model of Rogan. So if Joe Rogan, who has the biggest podcast on the face of the fucking planet, had to go through these stupid hoops of putting a shitty lime green line around a boxed figure of, Pizza Hut or Papa John or whoever he's making fun of or whatever that day, like, we had to do it too. And it's like, he shouldn't have to do that. He's Joe fucking Rogan. That's the biggest podcast on the planet. That should be one of your flagship programs that you're promoting without censorship and without all this stupid shit going on in the background. I know your mom's house is fed up with it as well. Most of the messages we got last night were this. Hey guys, would you consider doing this now that Rogan has done it? The simplest answer and most emphatic is yes. Like 100%. If they didn't censor us and all this other shit, like the same deal that Rogan got, obviously for not as much money, we don't have the listeners that he has. I think I read last night, like, he's at like 120 million downloads a month or something. Ooh. I think across our media company, we're somewhere in like the 14 to 15 million range across all the shows across the media company. And it's like, yeah, we're doing great for, being 3-4 years old at this point. Drinkin Bros is longer. We're heading into our 5th year with that. But all the rest of the shows are pretty much 3 years or younger. We're on pace. We're on pace for all of those numbers. We can't get there and achieve like the big boy status, if you will, if we don't flip these YouTube numbers and get the subscribers up, because video drives audio, hence we're spending so much money on it. Here's another thing that's a full disclosure to the audience. Our total bring home money, and I'm looking it up right here on the back end of YouTube for all of these shows on the back end, is $373 a month. So with the fucking 4,000 square foot studio, employees, producers, all this shit, like the quality of this is amazing. We have the same cameras that goddamn CNN has and all that shit, right? $373 a month YouTube pays us because we're demonetized because we say the word fuck and some of our content is aggressive. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, we're bringing in more eyeballs than most of the other shit. Like, if you don't want high production quality shit, that's fine. If you want all child shit, that's fine. But then separate it or don't have an algorithm. It doesn't make any sense to me. So him jumping ship like that, yes. The user app on Spotify is easy as shit. Whenever I go there for podcasts, it's one click, and they've already colorized it for you, and they put a pretty background on there. Have you seen your show, Drinkin Broettes, on Spotify? It's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. They do that on their own. We have nothing to do with that, other than the little circle hole of our beautiful little faces. It's all we had to do, and then they did the rest of it. It's colored. You just press the button. It's easy. It is up, when we put up the audio show and we click it, it is up on Spotify in 5 seconds. iTunes, you're fucking scraping along, refreshing, and trying to see if it's there. Spotify doesn't have those issues. So yeah, I'd be more than happy to get out of there. And because here's the other part with iTunes, is they have their own shows that are their favorites. There is shows that are ranked ahead of us in the charts that have nowhere near the fucking numbers we do, but they've got some deal worked out along the way with some celebrity or some fucking media company, and there is no way in. There's nowhere to contact. You're going through a robot. I've never talked to a human at iTunes before. Not once. And we've had some issues in the past. There was a duplicate feed on Drinkin Bros for close to 2 goddamn years. That went on with lawyers, and finally, they were able to prove that that I own the copyright, and they were able to take it down and all that shit. There wasn't one human I could possibly talk to in all of this. And my point to telling everybody this is, if a deal like a Spotify comes around and there's no censorship involved, and he's getting complete creative control, which is what Barstool has as well. Mm-hmm. When they got fully financed on the back end of their deals, they did one separately with Chernin Group, and then they did one afterwards with Penn Gambling. They have full creative control. They can do whatever the fuck they want, which is why I love Dave Portnoy, and we talked about Call Her Daddy yesterday, the day before, whenever it was. Mm-hmm. That is exactly what we're looking for. Because to play these fucking bullshit games with YouTube right now is crazy to me with this many listeners that we have. And all we're trying to do is get more of our friends on with bigger shows and all this other shit. But it's hard when you go out and say, we got 45,000 subscribers on YouTube. Why not more? Your production looks amazing. Your wife is hot. Her co-host is hot. I don't understand. Like, you would figure people would just even clickbait shit, would just even go to your show alone just for how hot the two of you guys are. That's not happening because you can't find it. There's some weird fucking algorithm where they'd rather show you, some guy showing you how to put a tricycle together that you bought off Amazon from Sweden. Like, I don't understand it. But I know you're all in. I'm all in. And we wanted to tell you guys because I got flooded with messages last night with this. And I was like, yes, I would love to go there. And if you had a one-stop shop for audio and video, which iTunes tried for a while, because we had a lot of our Ross Patterson Revolution videos on iTunes, there was an option through Podbean that we could put our videos up there. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming Spotify is going to have the same thing where you click it on. It's like, hey, you want to watch the video or do you want to just listen to the audio? That would be amazing to me. And then we could get rid of the tyranny of iTunes and the tyranny of fucking YouTube. And it would be great. And hopefully this is the future. Because right now we're stuck at YouTube. Like, there's nowhere else to go. Hopefully Spotify solves this. And if they were interested in Rogan's back catalog of 1,500, we're sitting on around 1,100 video episodes as well. We'd be happy to move on down the road and do that. We'll see what happens. We've had some buyout offers in the past. 3 of them were behind paywalls, which we will not do. We will not go behind a paywall. I don't believe in charging people for a fucking podcast. Advertisers pay for that. You know what I'm saying? We're grateful. All we're asking is, hey, go check out the advertisers, and that's it. But we'll see what happens. The other 3 deals, though, were shitty, and we don't want people to pay for podcasts. And we know some of our friends who have switched to paywalls for podcasts, and they fell off the face of the earth because they pissed off their audience, and it was just like, hey, man, we've been listening to you for years, and now you want us to pay the same price we're paying for Netflix for a podcast that we were listening to free all these years. No, I'm not going to do that. Rogan didn't do that either. So that's kind of where we're at with all of this, and I know that's a huge rant to start off the show, but we were flooded last night with these messages. And me personally, and Jessie and Drinkin Bros and everybody else, we are thrilled for Joe Rogan that he did this because this is the first step in, all right, let's find another avenue. Yeah.
YouTube is not the overlord.
No, not anymore. Not after last night.
Right.
And it's great. And YouTube, hopefully seeing this, and I'm sure this type of deal has been in the works for 6 months. It's just how this shit works in Hollywood behind the scenes with lawyers and everything else. And you bicker over every last goddamn thing.
And then you're finally allowed to say something.
Right. And that's kind of how this shit works. I'm sure this is going on for a while, but I guarantee you Rogan's agent reached out to YouTube and said, hey, man, you want to quit fucking around with the algorithm on all this other stupid shit, making us put green boxes and fucking shooting stars out of people's assholes to get clicks? Like, no, dude. You know what you're getting with the Joe Rogan podcast. You know what you're getting with our show. Like, it's a podcast. You know what you're getting. I can't sex it up too much and have some guy in a thumbnail that's, standing on top of a ladder with shit coming out of his ass. Like, I can't do that. I can't Steve-O this to make you want to click on it. So I'm happy this is happening. And for any other podcaster out there, you should be too. And the user face for Spotify is super fucking easy. So, yeah. I know that's a huge rant at the top, but that's kind of what we're going through. And the reason I'm telling you the honest truth about all this shit is right now we have 210 people watching live now. Mm-hmm. Fucking crazy, dude. Out of 45,000 subscribers, even that number's stupid. And everybody's saying the same thing. We're not getting notifications, man. We're subscribed. We're not getting live notifications. It's very selective because we have so many shows, and it's like, fuck off, dude. So that's where we're at right now. And hopefully this opens up a whole new world, and then YouTube changes. Look, YouTube is easy. It's already built in everybody else's TV. If they come on and say, hey, we're going to do a kids channel and a late night channel, we can do and say whatever the fuck you want, monetize it equally, and make the algorithm fair to everyone, I'd entertain that for sure. It's already built in. Yeah, fuck it. Why they don't have a late night channel is beyond me right now.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. You take a guy like Logan Paul, who's pretty controversial. You watch his videos, even when he swears, he has to honk it with like a duck noise. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, we're still there? Like,
yeah, because kids watch him.
Yeah, but he's a grown-up. He's a grown-up man. He's, 27 years old? Look up Logan Paul's age. He's a grown up. Like that doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. But yeah, that's where we're at. We got all your messages, and we're amped about it. And just know, if that deal presented itself, you bet it'd be great. It'd be great. How are you today, Jabes?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yes.
You look hot.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I like the braids.
I need my mother effing. He's 25. Mother effing hair did, brother.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, I'm just doing what I can with what I've got.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Is your salon being flooded?
I think that's what it's going to be.
Right?
So the person that does my hair is a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So you always feel kind of like.
But you pay her, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I pay like full. Mm-hmm. I pay.
Yeah.
I pay.
Yeah.
But so I feel kind of like, I don't know, feel bad.
Asking or going?
Asking. I don't feel bad about it. I think they feel freaked out. So then I feel freaked out about asking.
Gotcha.
They're kind of like, we're opening because we have to, but we still are a little bit worried. And so I don't want to be like, hey, cool. Like, you want to take a buddy? Like, I don't know.
I got my oil changed yesterday, and there was like a recall on something.
Is that your real oil changed?
Or
both. Is it like
both?
Okay.
I get my car and my anus cleaned out at the same time.
Okay.
Just makes it easier.
And that's a double drive-through type of sit.
Same guy. So what happens is he pops the hood.
Mm-hmm.
I go ahead and pop mine, and then he goes in with a dipstick in each.
Pops the hood and pops your hood.
Yep. I just bend right over the engine block, and then he goes in both, and right in each.
Gross.
Right in the beehole, and then right in my oil tank.
Yeah.
Both of them are diesel.
Yeah.
And that's a big place. There was about 60 to 70 workers in there, like mechanics in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and just picked up my car, and I said thanks to sign the paperwork or whatever. And she was like, hey, can you go back and tell my manager that I did a great job or whatever? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I walked back through this mega, like a monster garage where these 60 or 70 mechanics were.
Yeah. No
mask, no nothing. Not one single person wearing a mask there at the dealership.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And it's Chevy. It's not like, I'm at Fiat or something where it's like,
Fiat?
Oh, these are all French, or whatever Fiat is. What is Fiat?
Fiat's not a...
What is it, Alec? Italian?
Yeah, and it's not a super nice place. Let's think of something else.
Alfa Romeo.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not like there's the Super Mario Brothers in the back
but
working. Yeah,
it's not like we're Mini Cooper or anything.
No, it's miniature Cooper, by the way. But yeah, I'm not a big car guy. Like, hey, give me that truck. Great, let's do it.
Sure.
When does it need to do the thing? Sweet, I'll take it in.
Yeah.
Nobody's wearing masks. I got no hand sanitizer. I got no nothing. They shook my hand afterwards.
Sure.
I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I felt back. I know yesterday on the show.
They shook your hand?
Yeah. And I know yesterday on the show.
Don't get close to me.
I bitched about it where I was like with the dirty Uber where I was like, hey, man, it takes you a second in your mind to get kind of back into it. I was into it today. Like when I picked the shit up, shook a hand.
Yeah.
Didn't wash. I still haven't washed it. Yeah. Came right in here. I might touch my face a little bit.
And you put some lotion on your body.
Yeah,
I'll put your face and your body.
Put some lotion in the basket and get going.
Yeah. Well, we're close. I mean, it's a couple days, so it should start to feel normal.
I think so. Well, but
Friday,
our dickhead governor here, Roy Cooper, that piece of shit, still has not said. He said midweek last week, I still have to announce if we're going to open up on Friday. Therefore, that's why all the restaurants didn't know, and that's why Kim doesn't know.
Well, it's because he said the 22nd.
Yep.
And it is possible, always possible, for any governor, which others have, like California, pushed it to August. So once California pushed to August is when we were unsure about the date that seemed so sure a long time ago.
New York opened up in June, so it's like, hey, man, if New York did it, fuck everybody. Like, we're good.
So they put, what, June 1st?
Yeah. So they're coming back in June, and if our dickhead governor of this state just comes back and says, we need another 10 days lockdown.
Yeah.
They're going to fucking burn the governor's mansion to the ground.
And I think he He must know that.
He does. So
Yeah.
he
So-
said in his statement, he said, look, I've been getting death threats and all this other shit. And he goes, I just need you to be patient with me. And this is a decision to save lives and blah, 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 blah. And
Brooke
it's
said they're announcing at 2 today.
at 2 o'clock today. If it goes,
oh boy,
if it
boy.
goes down,
Ooh.
man, if they don't open this state up, I'm going to.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to fucking take my panties off.
What are you going to do if they open up? Where are you going?
I get 4 letters, 1 word. RIOT. I riot. I go to the
No.
governor's mansion. I burn it
No,
down.
when they open.
Oh, what's that?
When they open. Let's say
Oh.
they open the 22nd. They don't push it back. What are
Yes.
you doing?
Hopefully, babysitter from the grandparents, winky winky. And then I'd like to go to a restaurant and a bar and have a fucking meal and a drink like a goddamn gentleman.
Put a little pep in my step.
Yeah. Something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get out.
Sure.
I want to go meet the people, press the flesh,
Yeah, it's going to be weird, though.
wag the dog.
I just want to warn you, it's going to be weird.
It's not for me.
Yeah, so you need to, like, put your blinders on because it's just going to be fucking weird and people are going to be weird. There's going to be the news, I'm sure, is going to be downtown.
Yeah.
Filming people,
Yeah.
being close together,
Yep.
no masks. Look at this couple, and it's us. Like behind the fucking
And the reporter?
WECT. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 dicks? Why is there 2
it's
dicks? on people's
alcohol.
face?
It's
Oh, God.
alcohol.
It seemed like there was 2
No, I'm
dicks.
sorry.
Like
It's
you were jacking
one
off
dick.
2 dudes.
It's 1 dick and 1 alcohol.
1 drink. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so that's going to be behind the WCT as they're saying, people are standing so close together, blatant disregard for
Yeah.
sickness. They're having fun and they're puking.
I'd go right up to the reporter who was filming live at the 11 o'clock news because
Mm-hmm.
let's face it, that's what time we'll be down there, you know? And they'll be like, sir, do you feel uncomfortable coming out of the quarantine with no mask on? I just squeeze her and hug her and be like, I've never felt closer to people in my whole fucking life.
Spitting, like as you're yelling, spitting on her
lick her
face.
face.
And she's like, ah.
Gene Simmons style.
Yeah,
Macho Man
yeah,
Savage
yeah.
style. Maybe one of these.
Oh, you guys, that is the night that I need right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Fucking with a reporter.
Goddamn right.
Dicks, alcohol.
Yes.
Being in trouble, but not really being in trouble. Do you know what I mean? Like, ooh, we're doing something wrong by literally walking close to somebody.
Yeah.
That's the kind of mischievousness I need.
Hard dicks, soft rain.
Because I don't actually like to break the rules, except for when the rules are dumb.
Yeah. Except when the rules need to be broken.
Except for when it's just like being frowned upon.
Yeah.
If it's an actual rule, widely known,
Yeah.
everybody knows, I don't like to break those. But if it's just like people are
I do.
frowning upon you
Yep.
and we're all divided and some people are scared and some people aren't, those kind of rules, I would love to break.
I would like to get so drunk, I'd like to rip a stop sign out of the ground, bash it through my own windshield, call the next morning the cops, have them file a police report, and then call my insurance company and said, it got too crazy. Somebody smashed in my windshield. It just got too crazy when the quarantine ended. You fucking understand.
I just feel bad for those people that are like on a patio. They finally just got out. They're drinking, hanging out, and it's the fucking news with that bright light on them. And they're just like, bro.
Yeah.
And they're like they're like the thing that they're showing, right?
Yeah. Take your camera outside or get the fuck off the stage.
Yeah.
That's what I would say live on air, you know? And then Dick's out for Harambe because we are 7 days out from the anniversary of his death.
Oh, yeah.
So need to remind the people.
True.
Need to remind the people that Harambe would have loved going out the day after quarantine. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that would have really, he would have really.
Loved it.
Oh my gosh, just on a little leash?
Yeah.
Would that work? With a gorilla? Was he? He was huge.
A little leash.
I mean, a leash.
Gonna have to be
No,
a bigger leash,
harness.
I would say. Yeah. No.
A rolling cage.
You're gonna need some form of rope, like a midshipman's knots or something, to really,
Some kind of bondage sit.
yeah, to really wrangle him back. You know, tie it around his waist.
Anyways, he would have loved that kind of stuff. He always has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Harambe. We'll do a tribute on your death
And that's
dates.
what's sad. Yeah.
It is sad, and you know, it hurts inside.
I feel a little bit like Ryan Seacrest, to be honest with you.
Why is that?
So, have you heard this?
No,
The Ryan Seacrest
I have
drama?
not.
So, apparently on American Idol, this is why I really wanted video up, which we cannot do yet.
Mm-hmm.
But on American Idol, the last show, everyone is saying that he had a stroke, essentially, at the end of...
Oh, no. Really?
The reps are saying he didn't, but if you know Ryan Seacrest...
Yeah.
Like you actually do.
Yes.
And we have seen him forever. So he was doing this at home, the announcing of the winners, and if you watch the footage, you will be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, oh, okay, he's tired, whatever. So one of his eyes is so small. He looks really different. He's like holding himself up. He's slurring a little bit. But held it together. So here's what I have to say. If he did have a stroke, there's only one, maybe two people, you being the other, that could make it to the end of a broadcast while you had a stroke.
Correct.
Mini stroke. It's not anything that's like, it was just like side of his face were drooping. Mm-hmm. He had to hold himself up like this. It was a very awkward thing. He was like not able to... It was real weird. It was weird. And when you hear about it, you go like, okay, geez. Like, was he tired? Was he drunk? Whatever. But when you watch it through the lens of everyone in the comments and his rep and him having to say, and they said specifically, Ryan Seacrest did not have a stroke. Now, if he didn't have something else happen, you would say Ryan Seacrest is fine. You guys, we medical thank condition. You for the concern, but he's doing a lot of stuff. He was very tired, or he had a drink or something. But they're just literally saying Ryan Seacrest did not have a stroke.
It's so wild you brought this up today because I didn't hear about this story actually. I was up fucking super late writing, so I didn't.
It's been a couple days.
Yeah, I haven't heard about it. But here's what's wild about this. So our son, I always say mine. Our child. I was upstairs playing with him last night after work, and that Dude Perfect documentary came on.
Yes.
And so we started watching it. Here's the wildest thing about that. One of the twins in Dude Perfect said it got to a breaking point where they all had real jobs, and they couldn't no longer do Dude Perfect. And the one twin was editing and staying up like these crazy late hours. And he said he had a fucking stroke. And so he said he got paralysis on half of his face. And he goes, he had camera footage of it. And he goes, here's the fun thing about when you're overworked, stressed, tired, and you're doing too many things at once. Half of his face was frozen. So he moved like normal movements of his face upwards. His left side of his face didn't move. The right side did, and it was trippy as shit. And he said, because he's a young guy too.
So it's still that way? Or he worked back?
It worked back.
Okay.
But there's elements where it comes in and out. You can watch the documentary on YouTube. It sounds like the same thing where... Fuck, man, Seacrest has 900 jobs.
That's the other thing. And he's doing them all from home, which is a little bit what his rep was saying was like he's trying to balance like being at home with no support. So he has to set up this thing. He has to do all this stuff, makeup, whatever, live his life and do, I think it was something like 6 different shows. So he's like he's insane. He always has been. And he usually is able to like, he always famously says like, he's like me, you can have fun when you're dead basically, which is like if he goes to dinner with someone, it has to be like 5:30 or 6, no later. Yeah. He has to be home and asleep by 9 or 10. If he's not traveling that night, he has to like take drugs to go to sleep and some to get up and all of these things. And like he has his life all routined out in this way so that he can do literally 900 things. Now, that eventually was going to come to some kind of breaking point. But couple it with having to do it from home. I think American Idol was late, so it was past his little Betty bedtime, which we know how that goes, right? I think there was a combination of things. I don't know if it was a stroke. What I will say is that he is at some kind of breaking point, and he did not show his face, show himself, or actually respond himself for 3 days.
But he's back now?
He came back yesterday on Kelly and looked like the Seacrest we know.
Okay, so the same thing happened to the Dude Perfect guy.
Yeah.
So it could be just triggered by stress and all that other shit.
And I would venture to say that's
very
probably
scary, but I understand it. So
But also with all of his contracts, all of his contracts, he can't say, yeah, I had a stroke. I'm sure people are like, whoa, dude. Like, are you going to be able to do this?
It triggers a medical clause, too, because there's insurance clauses in all these contracts.
Right.
Not a lot of people know that with Hollywood shit, and they can terminate deals earlier and blah, blah, blah. Wow. So I know I've told this story on the show before, but the one night I was sitting next to him at dinner at a restaurant. It was the table over. I wasn't partying with him.
Right.
He was raging blackout drunk by like 6:37, and some people I was at dinner with were like, dude, Seacrest is fucking going for it, you know?
Yeah.
Like laughing. But it was in a hotel restaurant where there was only, I don't know, 8 tables. I think there was maybe one other table in there. There's 3 tables total. And I go, man, if you think about it, like with his schedule and what he has to do all goddamn day, yes, this makes perfect sense. And he's probably going to be out of here by 8:30 or 9. Sure enough, you could set your clock to it. He walked out.
Yep.
Then and was gone and whisked away in a car. Didn't drive. Somebody else drove him. He was gone, and he probably went to bed.
Yeah.
Because his schedule is aggressive. And it's funny. He's the only person out that I've ever seen where no one has judged a person for being trashed. Because you're like, oh, well, it's Ryan Seacrest.
He works so hard.
Yeah, dude. You're like,
he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the video, Alec?
I noticed it. I didn't really think about it because I saw it live.
Oh, you did see it. So there's people.
Yeah,
something happened to him. So our producer, Alec, was like, yeah, I saw it. And people that did see it at the time maybe thought like, oh, this is a little bit weird. But it was right at the end and it wasn't that long. So you're kind of like, oh, all right, fine. And then somebody's winning. Yeah, so he's holding himself up, right? Really crazy.
Yeah.
So
that's what happens, though.
It's what happens. And the other thing is like maybe not say you have a stroke, but like say something like, we're just so used to seeing him so put together. I mean, he is the modern day Dick Clark, right? Like he is always put together. He looks great. He's rested. Everything's put together. So if you have a night like that, right? Just say like, it was late. I had a drink. If you don't want to say anything, right? But if you just say we're fine, you're like,
Nah, you're not
come
fine,
on. But you're not like fine. Or I don't know. If I was working that much, absolutely 100%, and I was doing like my 6th show of the day, which by like 3rd or 4th show, I'm pretty much dead.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure maybe something like that would happen, but I'm not Ryan Seacrest either. Like, I don't hold it fucking together every time. So I don't know.
Look, he's a machine. His schedule is, I know his schedule. It's brutal. His schedule is he does a morning show for
in different
it's syndicated, yeah. So he records once for all these syndicated places. What is it? Star 98 or I forget what the fucking name of it is, but it's syndicated on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
But it's the morning show. So like, dude, I think it starts at 5:30. And I think it's like 5:30 to 10 or 5 to 10 or whatever it is, and then he's off air. So his day starts probably at 3 a.m., maybe 2:45-ish, somewhere in there. Then
if he was a girl, he couldn't do it.
No. You're
because
in
the
hair and
makeup
for too long. It's
situation
2
to
hours,
all of that adds just way too much.
Yeah. And then, so after that show, he goes and does Kelly and Ryan, which is on camera as well. The other one is on camera as well, by the way. Even the radio show is on camera.
Yes.
And
it's just not as like polished. He can kind of be a little bit less.
He can, but you still have guests, and it's the bookings and then the ad reads and all that other shit. Like, you still owe those at the end of the day, whatever your ad reads are and inserts and everything else. So then he does Kelly and Ryan after that, right? Probably goes over the segments for the next day, films some teasers, probably does the inserts for his radio shows, and then probably has 2 hours to have dinner, chill a little bit, and then he's doing American Idol. And it's like...
Yes, when American Idol is on. And did you say Sirius yet?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Sirius, yeah.
Yeah,
but
so he has... Yeah.
It's a syndication deal, so...
Right, but I think he's L.A. When American Idol is on, he's L.A. and New York. And it can be within days of each other. So, like, you could be that morning doing Kelly and Ryan flying that night to do, you know what I mean?
He used to fly
Back
overnight
and forth, to come back
from New York
and
and
do,
LA 4 days a week, and that was the most
I think when Idol is
horrific
on,
schedule I've ever seen.
I think when Idol is on, that's his schedule.
Yeah, and he's to my knowledge, I think he's single still.
He has a girlfriend and dogs.
Okay,
but you can't have much more than that.
no.
And even that's going to suffer for sure.
And then here's the other part of this that nobody ever thinks about is go look at his producing credits. Kardashians,
Oh, by the
all that
way.
other shit. So he's got all those reality shows on E are his.
And Bravo.
Bravo. So you've got to sit in those production calls, meetings, blah, blah, blah. Granted, it's probably pared down a little more than what you're used to, but I don't know. That guy has probably got to schedule his shits where it's like, dude, if I don't take a shit at 6:20, I'm fucked.
Oh, and that's why I'm saying the only way to do that kind of stuff and to be at your best in that way is to have a regimented routine in that way.
Yeah.
Where every night you know this. If there's something crazy and there's an exception, fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like you have to be like, this is what time. Otherwise people are like, hey, what's your problem? And you're like, nope.
Yep.
Like, I have to go to bed at this time. I need to get up at this time. I eat something so that I shit at this time. And da-da-da, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in these days, in these quarantine times, I think no one is having a harder time with it than someone that needs routine to
And
literally live.
Needs people all around him all the time, shuttling him to all
Doing
these
stuff,
jobs.
yeah.
Because it's too tough, man, to get ready for all of
The
this.
hair was weird.
All of it, man.
It was just like, I don't know.
Think about all these celebrity guests. You still need notes, and somebody's got to brief you on things, whatever they're
Yes.
plugging. All
Even
that
the
shit.
name, it was like hard for him to say the name. I don't think there was someone there
Yeah.
to like tell him how to pronounce it. Like there was all things where you kind of go, oh wait, is Ryan Seacrest just sort of like not a puppet, but like is he really just fed everything that he needs to say, and he's just the kind of person that can say it so naturally that you think it's him? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's
But
a mix.
anyway.
It's a mixture because I've been to American Idol tapings before, like the finales and shit like that. I think maybe 2 or 3 of them to do press for other shit. So in between commercial breaks, you get to see him, and there's a clock inside that theater that says, "Hey guys, we're at commercial for 3.5 minutes." Right. He will go over and chat with somebody about what's going on next or whatever. Remain on stage usually, unless he's going to take a drink of water or whatever it's going to be. And then there is a teleprompter up there that will feed you the basically word for word what he's saying on American Idol, right?
For sure.
Which is great because that's a great host, and he is a great host, can do all of that shit, right? And make it seem natural and seamless all the time. Those prompters go out, it fucking sucks. And then, spoiler alert, even for the singers, inside American Idol, there still is a prompter for the lyrics. I mean, it's essentially glorified karaoke at that point. Yes, you have to have a great voice, but they can't learn that many songs that quickly. So therefore, there is a prompter back there to be like, all right, cool, here's the lyrics, and I can karaoke this shit.
Wonder what kind of drugs Ryan Seacrest is on. I would venture to say... No, I would venture to say something to go to sleep and something to get up without question. Medicate, like totally prescribed,
maybe
low dose.
Yeah.
But I don't know if someone his age, he is in great shape. He takes care of himself. But I would venture to say there's an Ambien or a Xanax, and there's an Adderall or something.
Yeah.
Something.
God bless him. I don't know why he does it, man, to be honest with you.
I mean,
it's so much work. We got to have a mic on you.
Oh, he's afraid. So our producer said he's afraid of losing other things, and that's a definition of workaholic, right?
His deal with E was $100 million. He could walk away tomorrow and buy an island or 9 of them. But that is the
definition of a workaholic, right? Where you're just like, that's not good enough. You just don't want to lose other things. You don't want to if someone says that they want you to do a job, you do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Instead of being like, oh, what is maybe something that I want for myself? What is it going to do for my life in the long run?
Right.
What's it going to take away as far as time with my family or my fucking dogs, if that's what you have? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's the definition of not really, even his friends. It's like he's kind of friends with Kelly. Kelly works a lot too.
You don't have time for friendships.
You don't have time. So
he's like,
to
be the best at something, you do not have time for friendships, and you have to be an asshole.
which is why I will never be.
By the way, sad breaking news here. That's the pro wrestler who was missing yesterday in Venice Beach, Marina Del Rey.
Yes.
Him and his child got ripped out by the rip current,
Oh my gosh,
pulled out by the rip currents.
Stop.
He was able to save the child. They just found the body, and they identified it as his. So
He was able to save the child?
yes. So the child
Oh,
lived.
my gosh.
The kid lived. He
Stop
passed away.
it.
And man, that's a crazy story. This was the same guy, by the way. His name is Shad Gaspard in the WWE. This is the same guy who he stopped a robbery. Remember that story where a wrestler stopped a robbery at a convenience store?
Yes,
it was him.
kind of, yeah.
Not only did he stop a robbery at a convenience store, but then he saves his own child in the ultimate hero action. And
Wouldn't you
man.
rather have it go that way than the other?
Yes, and that is
Absolutely.
as a parent, that is the only way that can shake out.
The only way. Otherwise, you can put me in the grave right
Yes.
next to him,
Yep.
however I get there. But like and especially with water, because I have that huge fear being like sucked out like that, because it's happened before. And all these people had to like run out to the end of the jetty and like call the ambulance and everything. So that idea of like being sucked out, crazy, like huge fear, right? So I
Yeah.
cannot even imagine if that was happening and you couldn't save. Because that's the whole point of it, right? So
Yeah.
people are trying to grab you and save you, and they're just, you know what I mean? There's just no winning in that. So the
Right.
fact that he was able to do that, oh my God. I would
Yeah.
just be like, thank God. Okay, I can die now. You
I
know
know
what I mean?
this stretch of beach, and we've been there 5 million times. We used to live right next to there.
Why were they?
Swimming out there, look.
I guess you
it's
don't
Marina
know.
Del Rey. It's gorgeous. Yeah, you have no idea. Even here the other day, I didn't know. I got in the water, and the rip time's brutal, and I was like, "Ah, shit!" But I didn't know until I got in. And even then, I'm only like halfway in. If you go out a little bit, like there was people way out further than I was, and I was like, "Shit."
So freaky.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you don't really know, and some of it sweeps up so fast, and those sandbars in this area where it's just like, dude, that can happen instantaneously, and there's nothing you can do about it. But that's really fucking awful news.
Yeah.
To read about that right now.
Yeesh.
Damn it, man. But yeah, fuck, that's terrible. That's the way I would want to go, though, for sure. Like 100%.
100% saving my
dude's-
kid is definitely how I want to die,
Yeah. No.
if you were to ask me.
Same. Look, I know we've been just ranting and rapping along the whole time. We got some sponsors, Japes, who pay for the show to be on the air. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
First and foremost, ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I can't wait to get back to my bed. Don't make fun of me. What else is there to do in these
All
times?
you love in this world.
In these quarantine times, that's all I love.
Yes.
It's just,
your ghost bed.
I don't know what else to do.
Mattress from ghostbed.com
It's just so comfy. It gives me so much comfort in these times.
Yep. I'll be
Right?
I'll be joining you tonight. I can't rate tonight. I'll see Crest out tomorrow on the show if I
Oh my gosh, we can't be saying that, dude. That's messed up.
What? I can't say Seacrest out? Like that's
Seacrest out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, my hours have been
Fucked
crazy.
up, man.
I got
Dang.
maybe 4 hours
All
last
right,
night. So
all
I'm gonna
right.
take a night off of writing tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna
You
before I
take a
see
little-
Crest out, I'm gonna take a snooze
You
tonight.
need to take a little night-night.
Watch a couple Yellowstones with you, Jabes.
A little
and enjoy
night-nights.
that ghost bed with you at ghostbed.com
We let our
/Drinkin
kid
Bros.
watch Yellowstone last night.
He had his headphones on for something else, It
Mm-hmm.
was partial. So I blame you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was just so happy that he was watching something with us that I was like,
cool. Yeah.
yeah, that we could all watch together.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, stop. I'm like, do they say fuck more in this episode than other episodes? Or do I just not notice it because the child isn't watching with me? Carry on.
Ghostbed.com /Drinkin Bros. As always, as a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest there at the ghostbed.com /Drinkin Bros. So you can fucking ride on a mattress for about $25 a month, man. And you're getting 2 free pillows with a mattress right now. So go get it. The adjustable base is amazing. Mom, I'm going to get you one soon. I'm sorry. I've been really busy.
This is probably the best deal that we've had so far. I'm not saying that there's not going to be a better one coming up, but check it out if you are in the market because this is probably the best.
Probably going on for another 10 days tops, I would imagine.
I'd say.
Shout out to Ghostbed for doing it, by the way, during the quarantine. Next up, we got Postmates, Jabes.
Ooh, how nice for you.
Yeah. Big.
Oh.
Look, everybody's ordering food to your house.
We're just over it.
This is one that I'm like, I just feel lucky. We have Postmates. Like, that's crazy.
Doesn't it feel like a real life
it's like
show?
a gigantic show.
Yeah.
Which we should be, YouTube, you fucks. Postmates is the best delivery service there is. It's better than Grubhub and all those other places. Like,
yeah, so
to
get
be
off
real.
that shit. Uber Eats. Uber Eats isn't even really a fucking thing anymore. It's not even real.
No, and I heard Uber's trying to buy, I think, Grubhub or something like that.
Yeah, they're trying to acquire Grubhub only because
Good luck, because Postmates rocks.
Postmates rocks.
So look, here's what we're offering with that. Nothing really that you have to pay for or do anything. It's just use the promo code REVOLUTION. You get $100 in free delivery fees. So if you're new to the site,
You just got to make a
true
switch.
to the site,
Yep.
that's all you got to do. Revolution, $100 in free delivery fees. That's what drives up the price of all these delivery food services now. You get 100. I mean, that shit lasts for a long time too. So
It does.
shout out to Postmates. And maybe if you already have a promo code, just switch that email. Nobody's going to know. Jessie is shaking her head, but I am shaking it yes. She's shaking it no, I'm shaking it yes. Revolution, $100 in free delivery fees. That's Postmates. Download the app today. Next up, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com, Jabes.
Boom, 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 boom.
Strike Force Energy. And look, that's how I fucking get up, is with Strike Force, man. I'm not using Adderall. I'll fucking come clean with you. I don't use Adderall or any of that shit. Like, those uppers fucking make me nuts. Imagine what a couple of drips of Strike Force does. Imagine me on an upper.
No, thank you.
Clown
No, thank
wigs.
you. Not only do I work with you all day,
Yeah.
I have to get to. Sorry, I get to.
Yeah, you're allowed to.
Live with you, and I'm so happy to have that joy and that gift in my life. Sorry, I didn't mean that I have to. I meant I get to, and I love to.
What you don't see is I've got a midget off screen with a bullwhip. So if she gets out of line, it's not even going to read on camera. It'll be, and you'll just see one perfect strip of red blood.
One cut
You're
right
like,
here.
where did that come from? That's how fast a bullwhip is. That midget's name is James. Little tiny man named James.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something.
He goes by Jimmy.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
goes
That's
by Jimmy.
better.
Jimmy the midget.
That's better.
Just keep it. I need that soundboard so I
Yeah.
can press those buttons.
We do need to get that at some point.
Yeah, just fucking clown horns.
And then one day we'll switch all the sounds up, and it'll just be me making like weird noises, and you'll press it to try and do your whip noise, and it'll be.
I want all
I
of
don't
the
know.
sounds.
I can't think of a sound.
I want all of
say.
the sounds from Let's Make a Deal. I just want all of the whammy sounds and all of that shit, and I want to be able to press those buttons. You can press your own buttons, though, by yourself by getting all hopped up on Strike Force. No carbs, no sugars, and lasts longer than 5-hour energy. This is it. Tasty, tiny little tin pouch. You rip it open and squeeze it into any liquid available just to get your beak sweats and get you on throughout the day. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use the promo code REVOLUTION, 20% off, and I believe they ship everywhere in the entire world. I've got a subscription of the month. I've had this 40-pack for 4 years now, just on auto pay. Just because Daddy needs to get it up in the morning. Yeah. Gotta get it up, Daddy. Gotta get it up. Last but not least, this is what you came for, Gordon Wagner. StraightRazors.com.
Ooh, that's a clean cut. Smooth. Oh, you right it?
There it is. I don't wreck it, I rub it.
Oh,
Rub
do
it,
you
eh?
rub
I
it?
need it. StraightRazors.com's got everything you need to be a real man in this life. I talked about the shampoos and conditioners yesterday more than 3 times.
Well,
Maybe I should do it again today.
there were 3 conditioners, so
Why not?
there was shampoo, conditioner, and conditioner, and
Yeah.
then conditioner.
And there's conditioner. We've also
Beard
got mustache
conditioner,
waxes. Yeah. Beard oils. If you're worried about using a straight razor, the safety razor is the same as your normal razor, but the blades are real sharp. So they last longer than everything else. Fucking awesome company. Great products. They've been with us since day one. Luke Webster's a fucking homie who owns that place. I love the straightrazors.com. Use the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Try that aftershave that I use every day, the Smolder. If there's one better on the market, I will let you lick your hand out in public. I will pull down my pants and I'll let you smack me in the gooch, just right between the cheeks.
Let you.
Yep. And I'll hold up my sack so you can get that nice, that gooch slap in there. Mm-hmm. And I'll take that. I'll live with that the rest of my life. I don't really care about the coronavirus. So you can lick your hand and do that. Now, what you have to take home with that is up to you. You want to wash it? You want to get it frozen, perhaps bronzed, because it's been on my gooch? That is up to you. I'm not going to judge. But just send me a picture or tell me a story. Sing me a song. Let me know what you did with that dirty hand afterwards, James. Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think I've ever heard Alec just blurt out Jesus Christ.
You know what? I'm going to replace all that. Are you done? Straight razor? Straight razors?
Yeah. I'm done with straight razor.
Hey, straight razor, stop. Yeah. Come.
Sharp as a razor, heavy as a board.
You know what I'm going to put on that board? I'm going to replace everything with things white people like to say. You know this?
God.
Do you know this trend?
Yeah,
oh, you do. Okay.
Tell me.
Well, we did it on Broettes. I won't do all of them, obviously,
sure.
but I'll just do a couple to give you a little taste of what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
White people love saying, "Oh, these are dangerous," after trying a new snack.
Oh God, that is true. It's true. Women, I don't hear dudes saying that, but yeah, absolutely.
White people love saying, "Now let's do a silly one," after taking a group photo.
Yep. There you go. There you go.
White people love saying, "We came at the right time," as a line grows behind them at like restaurant or it's just so fucking true, but it's like it's
And how's the weather? I like that too. Oh, how's the weather? How was your flight? All of it is fucking no.
White people love saying, "Oh, we really needed that," after when it's raining.
Yeah.
Oh, we really needed it. What? We were in a drought. We really needed it, though.
Yeah, we really needed it.
It's rough, but we needed it, yeah. And it's so crazy. Like, it should be, we were saying on the show, like, it should be called things dads say, right? Because it's more dad stuff, and it just gets ingrained. We say it. Like, fancy meeting you here. Like, when we,
Those first 5 were white women in their 30s, and I can picture faces who say them to us when we're
I don't
out.
think in their 30s. I think a little bit older.
Late 30s, yeah. You know? Yeah. Let's do a silly one.
I mean, that one for
Gross.
sure.
Gross.
Get these away from me after eating chips. Yeah, that's a woman thing for sure.
Yeah. I love how you're coming to terms with it live on air, like as you're reading them, of like, oh, maybe it is just like white women
people
phrases.
saying,
yeah.
I'm still nibbling on it when the waiter tries to take your plate. I do, though. Don't I say I'm still nibbling?
You literally say,
and I don't take one more bite. I don't even touch it again, but I don't want him to take it away.
You don't even
I'll box it up and throw it right in the trash when I get home. Maybe it is we should change it, huh?
Yeah.
To white
women in their
basics.
late 30s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
White people love saying knock knock while they're knock knock instead of actually knocking. Knock knock. You there?
Again.
Okay.
White women.
No, that's not. That's like a dad thing, right?
I've never said knock knock.
No, you haven't. You haven't. You
Never.
haven't.
Never
Yeah,
said
no,
that.
you're right. You're right.
There's a new trend that's going on, by the way, in New York and California, where you can get personalized panties with your favorite heroes from the quarantine. They are now selling Fauci panties.
You guys,
Cuomo
if no one
panties?
gets me the Fauci panties.
Fauci panties, Cuomo panties, and Newsom panties.
Newsom panty. Oh.
Who's this company? I'll shout out this company. Canava.co. Canava, because they're pretty funny and they're actually pretty high quality. But it says in the Instagram photo, thirsty? We hear you, us too. We've been so impressed with Governor Cuomo since we've been in lockdown. We've created a limited edition NYC set of products that we're making as a thank you to him and the wonderful healthcare heroes in our beloved NYC. When you put his name on your undies, we will be matching dollar for dollar any NYC special edition product purchase with an equal product donation to the healthcare workers in the NYC area. Well, look, at least it's going to a good cause here. So if you want some Fauci panties, I'll grab you a set.
Need.
Yeah.
It's a need.
It's not. They're not thongs, by the way.
Oh.
So they're
like granny or
no,
a brief?
they're sexy.
Oh, okay.
They're a sexy panty.
Nice.
Quality looks nice. I'll get you some Fauci panties if you want them, Dr. Fauci.
Sure.
I think it says Fauci on the butt.
Fauci in the sheets. Yeah. Fauci.
Fauci.
The Fauchemin.
Nothing ruins the mood more than put it in my Fauci. You know? Ugh. Gross. Don't put it in my Fauci, you know?
Nobody likes that.
No, nobody likes that at all. Nobody likes that at all. Drudge Report, by the way, I don't know when they became like a fear-mongering website, but they have.
Mm-hmm.
If you're out there and you're a big Drudge Report dude, I try to read, 10, 12 newspapers or digital, online, whatever the fuck you want to call them, every morning to get her going and try to figure out the day here. Drudge is always on that list. I always read Drudge every morning. It is turned into a fear-mongering, like, we're all going to die website, and with just the worst reports that you could possibly dig up on Earth right now. It's got to be a strategic move, but I don't know what it is. But it's like churches are reclosing. People are getting sick. Texas is opening up, and the numbers of deaths of the highest they've ever been. And you're like, Jesus Christ, is there one positive story? And then all the way at the bottom of the page, it's like, woman shaves dog for cancer boys for a charity move, glues the dog hair to their head or something like that. And you're like, oh, there's one positive story.
Sure.
Fucking 10 minutes down the page. I don't know what happened with him, or if it's a strategic move.
Did he get bought out or something?
I'm not sure. The other part of this is if the strategic move is because digital is going down right now. Like Vice laid off a shit ton of employees. Vox, all those guys, like they're all hurting. And I wonder if this is the only way to stay alive in something like this, because this feels more like a tabloid to me now rather than a news site where it's just like, Bat Boy is going to be tomorrow's next story where it's like found in cave, alive, didn't know any other language except for Hebrew, when you're just like, what the fuck? But that's what that feels like to me. Every time I pop it open, I'm shocked. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they fucking did that. And then lastly, I'm over the Tiger King, obviously. But his push to get a pardon from President Trump has now gone on the road. There's somebody running his Instagram, which has exploded, and he has a bus, a Joe Exotic bus, that is going across the country, and it is heading to the White House. So if you see it heading to the White House, the statement that was released through his Instagram yesterday said, Joe Exotic has done more for people during quarantine in the United States than any other person. Therefore, he deserves a pardon and our love. So he's
not in a million years.
No,
but
no, it's not going to happen.
Let's do a real quick.
You get a crime corner day?
I do. Just a quick one. It's an ongoing. It's a developing story. It's a developing story.
Can I give it to you?
Sure.
Crime corner. Crime corner.
Crime corner. This is from Detective Matt Devlin and Shane Goodman. Duo robs gas station with watermelon head disguises. And I do mean actual melons. Yeah. Not like a mask or anything, like hollowed out watermelon heads. In Virginia, 2 robbery suspects in Virginia have been dubbed the Melon Head Bandits, which,
big fan.
What a dream.
Yeah.
Especially if you only got a gas station, so it's not like a big, huge, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that you can be the Melon Head Bandits.
Sure.
But photos show the 2 suspects wearing watermelons on their heads with eye holes cut out.
Yeah.
So police say the robbery happened at a gas station. Gase station.
A geisha station.
On May 5th.
There.
Reports. The officers managed to arrest one of the melon heads. 20-year-old Justin Roger. He's charged with wearing a mask in public while committing larceny. I don't know why you had to. Why do you have to add the mask part?
For
The crime? Wouldn't it just be robbery? So the crime, he's being charged with wearing a mask in public while committing larceny, as well as stealing alcohol while underage.
I don't know. It's a state-by-state basis there.
So
There could be.
If you just rob,
Yep.
it's different than like robbing with a mask.
Potentially, yeah.
Sure.
Because, there's certain states that don't allow watermelon headwear out in public.
But they may have thought it was some kind of loophole, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not a mask.
It's fruit.
Police say they're still looking for the second melon head. So, Bolo. Bolo for the watermelon head in Virginia. Quick one. Love to hear it, though.
I do
Very
too.
fun.
I do too. Hopefully,
Hopefully that melon head will...
yeah, it doesn't come down with melanoma.
He's not going to get far without these keys, right? White people.
Look, kids, we appreciate you tuning in every day. Congrats to Joe Rogan. That is massive. And Spotify comes a knocking. We are Gandhi. Mahatma. Unless YouTube can figure their shit out. But
We probably didn't make him happy with this episode.
who
so
fucking knows?
Who knows?
Was it China listening to us? We're fucked anyways then with everything that I've said about China over the last 9 weeks or whatever this thing has been.
That's fair.
Go to Ross Patterson Revolution on iTunes. Rate and review the show, so that way it'll spike it up the charts. Yet another thing Spotify doesn't have. Is there any ratings on Spotify? I don't think so, right? Do it.
No, they're lists, right? We were saying that you can get on, but that's not necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ratings thing on there either.
There's
Man,
lists. There's like.
I am talking myself into this the
Sure.
whole show. I mean, I like even that. You know,
Yeah.
I feel bad. Is there ratings on there?
I think there's like ratings for person you can like. So you can like it.
You can like it. Yeah.
Like the algorithm, so you see more things that are like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
well,
it's
if
not
just
just like a one.
If it's just
yeah,
a like
yeah,
button,
yeah.
great. Fucking A. You're going to play the podcast anyways. Just boom, pop it. This, you have to rate it, and you can't go back. You can't do anything on iTunes, whatever. So, boy, it's a hard sell for Spotify today. They are not our sponsor yet.
Yeah.
But do not be surprised if one day we just pop on and just be like, hey, guys, we're on Spotify. Hey.
Pop on. Should we say bye to some peeps?
Let's do it.
Uncle Skeet.
Ah, shit.
We've missed you, Uncle Skeet.
We have.
We have missed that name in the boards.
Yep. Ruben Schneider.
Who's my gal? We got
Craggers,
Kayla in
Zaleski,
here.
the
I
Hawk.
think Brittany was in for a second, right?
Jack Burton, Kayla White,
Brittany.
Chris Beerworth, Nico the Greco, AJ Gamble, Jesse
Rihanna.
Sapp,
Brooke was in there.
Julio Icton. I don't know who that is. Welcome, Julio.
Kevin Balderas.
Satan Claus is back. That guy always makes
Satan Claus. We
that
love to
name.
see it. We love a fun
Rihanna.
name, right?
Detective Goodman. I like that he's changed his name.
Oh, that's you, Shane, right?
Yeah. He changed it to Detective Goodman. On
Thanks for the melon head tip.
Dan Aguilera, which is nice. Kevin Baldaris, Reed White.
The
all the
Howl.
boys, Rick Abend, JR, and Uncle Skeet, and Cholak. I don't know who that is, but
Cholak's new.
Cholak's
Well,
dope, dude. Cholak. Cholak. Yeah, dude. What are you doing, man? I'm cholacking tonight.
Just cholacking.
What's that? Oh, I'm relaxing and then choking myself. Oh, you are? Okay, cool. You cholacking? Yeah, I'm cholacking a little bit tonight.
Tonight. And who was first in the room? Not sure. Richard?
Not sure. But wait, look, we're grateful for you.
No poop
tuning
finger?
in. Ah,
There's
you
no
love-
poop finger here?
You love poop finger.
Poop finger.
Yeah.
Come on. It's a daily thing,
Come
bro.
back to us. Come back to us.
Come
poop
back
finger.
to us, poop finger.
People have started. I think Craig Dulesky and those guys started a private Ross Patterson Revolution Facebook page. So
It's awesome.
yeah, it
I
is.
joined. I don't know if I'm supposed to because you need to
Join
be
for
able
that.
to talk shit about me.
Exactly. So
Maybe you don't want me in the group. I'm
No,
not
you do.
sure. It's
You
fine
do.
if you don't.
You do, for sure. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.